Hello once again, Aquarius. Dadhichi here from astrology.com.au with your July 2016 overview. You know, the sixth house of the horoscope has to do with your work practices. It also has to do with debts and health and co-workers and employees. So there's a few things that are covered by this area of your horoscope. And in July, what we see is three planets transiting this area: Mercury, the Sun, and Venus. And on the 5th, a new moon taking place in this very area. And all at the same time, while Pluto, the transformative planet in your 12th house, is loosely in an opposition to these planets. So we see firstly Venus opposite Pluto, giving you an intense love of what you're doing this month, but the danger of alienating others is also present with this. Your desire to make changes, to create something new in this area, maybe even to get a new job, could be very, very likely, but you have to be careful that that energy of Pluto doesn't cause you to do it in a way that is going to step on other people's toes, that makes you seem too arrogant, and also manipulative. And that works two ways: either you yourself trying to manipulate the circumstance to your own needs, or other people in your working environment trying to manipulate you. So you have to be careful on both sides of that. You know, you've still got Mars in the 10th house, the other very important component of your career, the professional sector of the horoscope itself, with the 10th ruler. That's Mars itself ruling that area, having a big, big moment there. It's a long moment because it's been retrograde. It's now just stationary and ready to move forward. So this is the opportunity you've been waiting for. If it's a new job opportunity, a management position, a new job completely, here's your chance to put your best foot forward and take those big strides. You see also your ruling planet, Saturn, is still in the 11th house, retrograde, powerful, giving you the opportunity to get financial gains. But, you know, the problem is having doubt. And that's shown by Neptune in your 2nd house of income, along with Ketu, or the South Node, indicating past life karmic experiences. So the habits of the way you've dealt with money in the past are something you'll need to address this month. And of course, I mentioned at the outset that new moon and those other three planets in the 6th house of debt is showing that there is some breakthrough in that area, because Neptune is in a favorable aspect to those planets in your 6th house. Later on in the month, we see the full moon taking place in the 12th house, a very low-key part of the zodiac. So I'd be saying that as soon as that happens, you may be shifting your pace considerably, Aquarius, to, you know, maybe just take a bit of time out and rethink the strategy. Usually it would happen in the reverse, wouldn't it? Making those changes that I said earlier in the month. It seems to be happening before you strategize. So maybe you need a little bit more strategizing before you make those changes. Unfortunately, the phases of the moon seem reversed. Could it be that you'll make some changes, but probably need to fine-tune that into the end of the month and into early next month in August? What else do we see here for you? We see the Sun, which is your ruling planet for relationships, strongly giving its results as it moves into the sign of Leo, the 7th house of relationships, around the 22nd. And then we see also the movement of just prior to that, Mercury and Venus into Leo. So there's a shift around the middle of the month into your relationships. They're your more personal relationships. And so whereas in the earlier part of the month we see a focus more on your workplace relationships, how you're going to effectively change things in that arena, then the second half of the month seems more predisposed to those personal relationships. However, business partnerships are also under the regulation of that 7th house. So I see that also as, a significant shift. This is a much better period of the month, what we call the foreground, the 7th house, is a more dominant part of the horoscope. It gives you the ability to make inroads in your relationships generally with the public. If you're in sales, marketing, any sort of work wherein you have to deal with the public, that is going to be a really good omen for you, having those beneficial planets. Very friendly to your star sign, by the way, that Mercury and Venus in particular. So that's all good for the latter part of the month. The square aspect of the Sun on the 16th to Uranus is not particularly good. There could be some health issues that your partner or lover may have to confront at that time. As fast as it comes round, it can speedily disappear. And then we also see the right-angled aspect of Mercury to Mars on the 30th. That's towards the end of the month. That's not particularly good for your communication style, and that has a direct bearing on relationships with employers, managers, and that type of thing. So you have to be careful. Rethink your words before you talk. Hold off sending any letters or emails until you've reread it. And if you're doing it when it's in the heat of the moment, you're best to wait maybe till the next day. Mercury makes a change on the 31st, moving into the 8th house of shared resources. So financial matters will come back into the picture on the very last day of the month. And that we will talk more on for your August horoscope. But until then, I hope you have a safe and happy month. And don't forget, in the meantime, to join me at astrology.com.au to get a more detailed analysis of the daily, monthly and yearly readings. Take care. See you next month. Bye-bye.